When cities are analyzed over large temporal spans, the ephemeral emerges as an important condition in the cycle of every building life, perhaps the only constant. Ephemeral landscapes of religion are fostered by situations in which space is modified, totally transformed or even constructed in order to facilitate the practice of faith. The category of the ephemeral challenges us to develop tools for intervening and thinking about non-permanent configurations as a legitimate category within the discourse on urbanism. Ephemeral landscapes of celebration have a purpose in themselves. They find their reasons in the performance of an alternative reality that, while suspending the real one, offers an illusionary dimension that is appealing to the intensity of bodily senses and fuels the power of imagination. Ephemeral landscapes of transaction are spaces for resistance against the globalizing and normative anxiety of international trade. These are spaces where exchange is often understood as meaningful social interaction in a condition of flexibility and adjustment. The evidence related to the massive scale and fundamental functions that ephemeral landscapes of transaction play in contemporary cities in both developed and emerging worlds should compel us to include their attributes in thinking about urbanism. Ephemeral landscapes of extraction are comprised of an infinite number of towns scattered all over the world, serving as temporary settlements that support the exploitation of natural resources. These range from those related to agricultural production, mining for natural minerals, fisheries, tapping natural gas, and so on. The scope of these extractive activities generates all sorts of urban configurations that emerge within an incredible range of operations that constantly modify the topography of the natural landscapes at a territorial scale. The ephemeral landscapes of extraction force us to more rigorously calibrate the ephemeral over a time scale. And it is that weight of time that might help us nuance more productively their meaning and relevance when imagining their future, or for that matter, that of any city. The exploration of temporal landscapes questions the illusion of permanence that surrounds cities, and this triggers discussions about the apparently permanent and explicitly impermanent urban configurations. Ephemeral landscapes of military appear as occupied sites of control in a context of political tension. The flexibility of these temporary settlements allow them to develop diverse strategies of protection and surveillance in a very efficient manner. Lightness of building, in this case, goes beyond the material construction of these settlements. The infrastructural, social, and political formation of these settlements are light in their manifestation, thus opening up several interesting questions for urban design. What is it that really differentiates a refugee camp from an actual city? Beyond scarcity, what would be the missing component that does not allow urbanism to fully unfold in refugee settlements or in camps, as it does in other temporary and light forms of urbanism? Ephemeral landscapes of disaster are temporary responses to the urgent necessity that contemporary urbanism has for finding new design strategies to construct more adaptive occupations of the territory. In contemporary urbanism around the world, it's becoming clear that for cities to be sustainable, they need to resemble and facilitate active fluxes in motion rather than static material configurations. We must shift our gaze from the problems of space alone to those that factor in time, allowing for much more complex and nuanced readings and speculations of the earth.